Okay, here we go. Work in progress. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday night. Happy International Women's Day. I am Larissa. I'm a soul guide and I help women transform their lives so they can live the life that they're here and meant to live. We often get stuck in the problems of life, and as women, as moms, as busy people, we kind of just stay stuck in these cycles. So one thing that has helped me on my own journey is astrology. And I'm trying to print. I made this chart like just for you guys, but I can't print it. But I'll probably share my screen so you'll see it like on Facebook and YouTube, but not here on Instagram because here I am just live. Okay, anyways. Um, okay, so again, I'm talking about annual perfections, and I really want to show you my chart that I made. But anyways, every single year in astrology, you have heightened energy in a certain aspect of your life. And if you're aware of the energy, like where it is in your life, you can use it to create great change in your life. Okay. So that's why I wanted to talk today, to share that. Because I mean, like I said, in my own life, I was stuck, in 2020. I had a really big life change, like, millions of people did. We all did, right? In 2020, all of our lives changed, and it's still different. For me personally, my partner left and I moved back in with my family, and I was a single mom with two kids with special needs. And it's like all of a sudden, I had to discover who I was. Like, I was so lost and confused with life that I didn't know who I was at that point. I had no idea who I was, and I had no idea why. I didn't know I was so unhappy. It's like the unhappiness hit me so hard and so quickly that I really didn't understand how I never saw it. It's like all of a sudden everything was so horrible. It's like, how did I just not know this, right? So as I began to change my own life, as I began to ask myself, it began with just asking myself questions like, Larissa, what is going on? Like, how did I get here? Why am I like this? Why have I created this life? And these questions led me to spiritual teachers. It led me to of spirituality, to astrology, to Reiki, to the Akashic Records. So that's why I wanted to share this today. So if there's anyone who wants to create change, who's ready to create change, who's right there on the precipice of creating change, you can use these annual perfections to understand where you are, and where, if you focus your intention, you can like meet that energy and take aligned action. All right. Okay, so let's get into it, my friends. I wish you could see my screen. I mean, this sucks. Let me see. I wonder, okay, how about, I don't know if I can flip this. Maybe I can. Maybe if I just like, okay, so check this out. I made this chart, okay? I made this chart. All right, so this is like the 12 houses, right? And I'm going to talk about this first house and then I'll go through it, but I'm going to switch, back to me. But this is all the 12 house. Oh my gosh, these are the 12 houses. Let's just look at this first house. It's you, identity, personality, and we have ages 12, 24, 36, 48, and 60. So I'm going to flip it back. Okay. So, the annual perfections chart, it moves according to your age. Okay, so we all start off in a year one. We all start off in a year one. So you're like 0 years old, you're just born, and you're in the year one, the year of the self, of you, of your personal life, your identity, personality, all those things. And when you have a baby, you can see them. They're like really exploring. They're starting to like, when I see baby, that's why I think, like they're like, whoa, my hands, you know what I mean? Oh, if I cry, I get something. They're really discovering themselves in the world, right? So I want you also to think of like this circular, circle, right? In astrology, we have 12 houses that are circular. It's not linear. It's not like you do one, you do the next one, you do one and the next one, but it's circular. Okay, so it's all about growth, it's about expansion, about development. And so in the first house, you focus on yourself, Every year you move to another house. So again, you're born, you're in the first house. You turn 1, so between 1 and 2, you're in the second house, the house of self-worth. All right. So in the first house, we focus on you. Okay, it's all about you. So again, any multiple of 12, that's going to be a first house year. So right now I'm 36. I am in a first house year. I just made it past the 12th house year. Woo, woo, woo. 12 house years they're difficult, but I wanna. Hold on. No. Yes, I do. I want to share my screen. Listen, I'm really sorry, guys, but I think I have some time, but I just want to share my screen really quickly, but I can't figure it out. I sent a wave. Hey, Maria, I see you joining. Um. Oh my God, I just want to share my screen, everyone. Oh, okay. I understand. Here we go. Share screen. Okay. Sharing. Okay, cool. Listen, I'm doing like multiple things at once here. So again, I'm streaming on that one, right? Yes. Okay, here we go. Now, um, so now if you are watching on Facebook or on YouTube, I just shared my screen so you can follow along and look at the exact wheel. But if you're looking at Instagram here, I'll just flip it and then I'll flip it back. Again, I'm talking about annual perfections. So every single year of your life, there's different energy, like heightened energy in your life, right? So when you're first born, you're in a first house year. So you're really focused on you, your personality, your identity, and you, right? But also like I'm 36, so it moves. So let me flip it again. It moves by ages, right? So you see in the first house, you see it says 12, 24, 36, because it's like 12, 13, 14, 15. Every single year, you're going to move into a different house. So if you're 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, on and on, you would be in the first house year, right? And then, so again, first house is all about you. Second house is all about finances. It's about your material possessions, but it's really a house about self-worth. And if you think about it, like your finances, like how much money you make and the things that you decide to buy yourself, your material possessions, all of that is dictated by your self-worth. Your self-worth, how you feel about yourself. Do you feel like you're worthy of a high-paying income? Do you feel like you're worthy of finer things? Like, what do you think you deserve to buy yourself? Okay, so the second house. So if you are 1, 13, 25, 37, 49, 61, 73, you're in your second house year. So that's all about self-worth. It's really about investigating what you are worth and what you're willing to accept in life and what you are going to go for and go get in life, your material possessions. So again, annual perfections, if you know what house you are in, you can think about where the energy is in your life, and then you can use that to your advantage, right? So again, right now I'm in a first house here, so I'm really focusing on who I am, my personality, my identity, who I am in the world, who I want to be. And once I can align that, like what I'm doing with that energy, then bam, like transformation is super, super easy once you know where that energy is. Okay, so now we're moving into the third house. The third house is all about learning. All right, it's about learning, thinking, communicating, expression. So now it's like, okay, uh, the first house is all about you, your identity, personality. The second house is how your self-worth. And now the third house, it's okay, how are you taking in information and putting out information? Okay, so let's think about early learning. So like your early school days, like elementary. I think high school can fit in there also. Middle school, high school, daycare, your siblings, communication, all these kind of, okay, no worries. All those kind of thingamajigs in the third house. Thinking, communication. So if you are in a third house year, then you want to think about those kind of things. How are you learning? How have you progressed in how you learn? Do you know your learning style? How do you communicate? How do you express yourself? And then also, if you have siblings, you can think about your relationship with your siblings. That would be a third house thingy too. Okay, fourth house, whenever I think of four, I know I can't do this. Oh, there we go. Whenever I think of four, it's like a house. Okay, four is all about foundations. All right, your four is your foundation. It's your foundations for your emotions and your family life. So think about if you're in a four-house year, you're gonna really think really critically about who you are in relation to your family, who you are in relation to your emotions. How do you react to things? And do you want to continue reacting in those ways? Based on how you grew up, do you want to continue to make connections with people based on how you were raised? Okay, it's about thinking about your foundation of your emotions, of your family. Okay, foundation. Fifth house. Your fifth house is all about pleasure and creations. Okay, so pleasure and creation. So whatever you are creating, it brings you pleasure, right? So that could be art, it could be writing, it could be dance. However, it's just your creation, your expression, and the things that bring you pleasure, which can also be sensual pleasure, which is why children are in the fifth house. Okay, like what brings us pleasure when we're creating, children? That's pleasurable, right? Okay, so children are also in that house. So if you're in a fifth house year, that could be connected to children, but really think about what are you creating and what is bringing you pleasure. That's your fifth house year. What are you creating? What is bringing you pleasure? And again, for the fifth house, the ages for that would be 4, 16, 28, 40, 52, 64. And I'm going to share this. So I'm not going to go into all the ages for all of them. I'm going to share this like in the links below. Okay. So you'll be good. All right, that's fifth house. Sixth house is about health and service. So your physical health, how you are in service to others. So you can also think about your neighbors. Like, how are you in service, not to your neighbors, but like to the elderly, to your pets? Pets are in there, the elderly, routines, structures. Like, think about physical health and how you not only care for your physical health, but how you care for others. So, pets, the elderly, stuff like that. Okay. That's a sixth house thing. So maybe if you're in a sixth house year, you want to think about your health, or you want to think about the structures and routines that you have, or you want to think about how you are or you're not being in service to others. Okay, seventh house is all about partners, partnerships, relationships, and this can be not just romantic, it can be business. And because it's partnerships, it's also contracts, right? It's like two people sign a contract. Okay, and that's like a seventh house here. I'm going to, all right, I'll explain the other ones really quickly. Eighth house, that's all about death, rebirth, sex, other people's money, and the truth. It's all about the truth, like the deep, hidden, darker things. And I want you to also realize that houses 1 through 7, those are really mostly, sorry, 1 through 6 are mostly about you and how you do things in life. And then 7 through 12 are going to be you in relation to others, right? Like 7 is partnerships, 8, death, birth, things, outside of your control, death, birth, taxes, sex. And then your ninth house, that's your expansion. That's my favorite house, the ninth house, expansion. So it's spirituality, travel, cultures, and something else, higher learning. So anything you learn that's outside of high school would be like a ninth house thing. And then 10th house, we have your legacy. 10th house, so it's like, whoa, we're going really far, right? Like 10th house is your legacy. What are you leaving behind? What do you want people to know about you? Like in relation to like your career, your reputation, your life path. So it's like, what have you done in your life? That's like a 10th house thing, like really sitting and kind of thinking about what have I done in my life? What is my path? What is my direction? And am I leaving the legacy that I really want to leave behind? And another thing I want to say about the 10th house is the 10th house, one of the ages is 33. Oh, I didn't talk about the fourth house. Okay. One of the ages for the 10th house is 33, and 33 is a Christ year. And 33, it's like it's your God year. It's the year where you really have to wake up and embody your true self. It's not that you have to, it's your big option. It's the year where it's revealed to you, and now it's like, like the red pill, blue pill, like, will you accept? It's a really important year. Okay, and then 11th house, that is like society. So it's your friends, technology, it's like those kind of broader connections that we make, and your audience. So if you are on social media, or if you are starting a business and you want to know who's going to pay attention to you, you want to look at your 11th house. And the 12th house, it's all about the unconscious, the subconscious. It could be like hidden enemies, your connection to spirit, things that are otherworldly, like not physical, just kind of like ping, like out there. You know what I mean? And it's also where you feel stuck. So it does rule jails, institutions, like places where you can become stuck. Okay. I feel like that was a lot of information that maybe not a lot of people like really care for. But I'm just saying that every single year has specific information for you. And like I said, I'm going to link that below. So if you want to look at it, I made that chart myself. So you can like look at the ages, look at what's happening in those houses, the keywords I threw in there, and you can see where your energy should be going. Okay. And it's really important. We all reach a point in our lives where we need change. Like I said, I came to this point in my life where I just was like, whoa, like this life sucks. Like I was so unhappy. And astrology, that's one of the things that really transformed my life. And I think if you have a basic understanding of astrology, it can really take you really, really far. And if you're lost in understanding who you are and what you could be good at. But then, it's not like a roadmap. You have to actually think about your heart, your experiences, and what you enjoy. So looking at like for example, the ninth house, right? My favorite. And the ninth house has a whole bunch of stuff in there, right? Like travel, cultures, higher education, spirituality. So maybe you don't want to do all those things. Maybe one of those things is calling out to you. So it's all about knowing who you are and using that energy of the astrology and that pull to make your next steps, to understand where you're going next. Okay. Oh, cool. All right. Don't know why I did that, but all right. Okay. And I was just looking at comments, and I just have a weird little comment here. Yeah, so that's annual perfections. I think I went through that really fast. It's just because like it felt like so much information. Here, I'll just show you one more time. I don't know why I'm showing this, but it feels like so much information. But again, it's really, really helpful when you feel lost. And like I said, back in 2020, I felt so lost. And astrology is one of the things that really helped me to move past being lost. So I hope that helps somebody. I hope that someone enjoyed listening to that. And like I said, I'll link it below. So if you want to look at the chart and really think about it, sit with the information, it could really help you. And finally, I have a really, really, really exciting announcement that I want to share today. Okay, let me calm it down. I have begun my first course. My first course is launching, and I did it with the same premise of this masterclass, that I was lost and then I became empowered through spiritual tools and teaching, and through my learning who I am, and through my connection with spirit, with the Akashic records, with astrology. These are the tools that led me to being empowered. And like I said, like I was in New York, a single mom. My partner left me, living with my parents and my two kids with special needs, and I was miserable. And it's not like I could just get up and leave. Like I didn't have savings. I had bad credit. I had a job. I was a teacher. So it's not like I could just get up and leave. It took 1 year. I remember this. On August 4th, 2020, my partner called me and said he was done. He's going to live with someone else. He's in love. And then in August, what was it? maybe it was like mid-August, maybe like the 15th or something. I was in Wisconsin, like I moved. It took 1 year. That's it. 1 year of doing this work, of really digging into myself and understanding who I am. And that's why I'm so excited, like, to be here, because I know that it's possible. And I know for moms, sometimes we get stuck and it's not easy for us to make a quick change and just like flip the script and just, like for a guy it is, no offense to any guys here. But it's really easy for a man to walk out on his family and not so easy for a woman to do it when, but so again, my course, it's called Your Soul Destiny, from Lost to Empowered. So if you are like me, if you are unsure of what you're doing, if you have a job, if you have kids, if you're not really sure what you're doing, like you're not happy, but you also don't really know what to do next, I give within 4 weeks. This is a 4-week container. And the way I see it, I was laying back. I did some yoga earlier, and I was laying back and imagining this container. And I saw it as an egg. It's like a nest, and I have these little baby eggs in here. So I'm calling all the baby eggs who are ready for the nourishment they need to start becoming empowered, to start being strong, to get the nourishment and the tools you need to fly and create a life that you've always dreamed of. Okay, so again, this is, your soul destiny. So you will know by the end of this course, you will know your soul destiny. You will know your soul destiny. You will know your next steps, both in the short term and in the long term. If you're ready to do the work, it will be there for you. Okay, so this is a 4-week course. It's 7 live calls, but you will have lifetime access. So even if you miss the live calls, you can rewatch the recordings. There will be guide sheets with like journaling prompts. We're going to do guided meditations. I'm missing one. Guided meditations, journaling prompts. We're going to the Akashic Records. You're going to have some astrology. And the way I structured it is mind, body, and soul. Okay. Actually, it's not mind, body, soul. It's mind, spirit, and body. Okay. So first, you have to tap into your mind. First, you have to get really clear on who you are and why your life is like this, because you made the choices that created this life. And that's one of the things I really had to sit with when I was confused. That's the question I had, like, how did I not know? How did I not know? And it's like, through that question, I had to really take account of where my life was and what decisions I made along the way to make life worse and worse for me emotionally. Because like professionally, I was a teacher, I was an advocate, I was very involved in the community. I had people I talked to. Like professionally, it wasn't bad. And also for my kids, I had 2 kids with special needs, and they were involved in things, and I was a very, very involved parent. But again, like emotionally, like my heart was just not in, I was very sad, and it wasn't a good life. I mean, not that it was bad. I was just very, very unhappy. So the first part is connecting to your mind and just being clear about you are here because you made these decisions, and not like not out of like hate, like just like this is what it is. And then connecting to your higher self, so your higher self can give you wisdom. The second capsule is all about the Akashic Records. So I am going to get you into the Akashic Records in a way that you can do it for yourself. So I learned from books, but now I just do my own thing. And you can do the same thing. You can do the exact same thing. You can get some books and do that, or you can join this and I'll teach you how to do it. And so in the Akashic Records, there's going to be a soul attunement. So you're going to tune into the energy of your soul. So you can learn like who you are and who you're here to be and what your soul essence is. Because when we get crushed down by life, we kind of lose like, who are we? Like, what am I? Why am I here? And then you can feel that joy, that love that radiates from you. Okay, so and then, soul destiny, you'll find your soul destiny in the Akashic Records. And then we have a whole body whole body part about connecting to your body, and the wisdom that it holds, because our bodies are connected to God, to consciousness, to one. And then the bonuses, you will have another astrology course and a bonus Q&A live with me. So again, it is 4 weeks, 7 live sessions, lifetime access, and you will gain access to your soul destiny. You will know in the long term where you should be, and you'll have you yourself will do the work to understand the next steps you need. And part of that body connection is also getting that invigorated energy going so that you can make the changes. So you can take action and not and move past fear and move past holding yourself back. So again, it's everything I went through. So I understand, like how fearful it can be to change your life, and how difficult it is to make change when you're just confused, when you're just lost. So I am here to guide you, and I'm calling all of my baby birds who are really ready to get into this nest, into my container, and to receive what you need to make change, to understand your soul destiny, and to make the change that you need. And it's time. It's time for all of us to enjoy life. It's time. It's time to enjoy life. So I'm going to leave the link below. So check it out. And I'm so excited. Thank you for dropping in and checking out my annual Profections Masterclass. And that's about it for now, my friends. I will be live again on Wednesday with live guidance from the Akashic Records. And I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for checking this out. And I hope to see you soon. Love you. Bye.